So how to write playbooks for Azure or any SIEM tool? It's one of the question and requests I've been getting on my YouTube. So I thought I would make a video because I have not produced any videos, and I'll give you some ideas how things have changed in the last few years. And now in 2026, things have changed, especially with AI. And I will also share in my following videos, which you may want to consider for your career growth as well. So, one of the projects I was working on with the engineering team to help them create the playbooks. Again, the same question have been asked here, and I have some notes. But the idea is that when you want to create those playbooks, there are some criteria which is very important, and the criteria is also depending whether you have one environment or you have multi-cloud environment. So in my case, I have done both, and I have not produced any videos for quite a long time. I've been so busy, so I'll give you all the example with the multi-cloud, because single cloud is very easy. So multi-cloud, when I'm talking about all three major CSP: Microsoft Azure, I'm talking about GCP environment, I'm also talking about AWS. So if you are going to manage that environment, you need a third-party tool, and then you have to write the playbook. So again, if you're writing an Azure playbook versus you are in a situation where you have to have a third-party tool, so your interface, your tooling, your scripting may change, but the thought process remains the same. So I'll give you a couple of examples to make you understand. So again, whichever language you want to use, let's say for Azure, you may want to use Kutsu language or PowerShell, for example, or AWS, you may want to use JSON script. Python's maybe same for GCP for different environments. But what's the thought process? What is end goal of writing those playbook? So one of the most important thing is, how do we want to make sure the maturity of the alert is there? So what kind of alert basically you want to see or you're interested in, and is there alert fatigue or not? That's most problematic thing, alert fatigue. And then you have the alert fatigue, then it goes back to the false positive. So how do you reduce those? And what the mechanism works. So usually this is all taken care by machine learning and AI behind it. And then you have to tweak those. And then your playbook has to be following this design criteria for that. And then making the decision based on what do you want to automate. So there are some certain tasks you want to automate, but you don't want to automate everything. For example, you don't want to automate privilege account or administrative account or a service account to be disabled, because it will cause some issues to your production environment. But at the same time, you want to make sure you set the alerting. But if you want to set the alert, you don't want to have 1,000 alert in an hour, for example, right? That's alert fatigue. You need the meaningful alert from 1,000 to maybe 10 alerts per hour, for example, if there is suspicious activity. So your alert criteria has to be based on the basically severity, low, medium, and high. And what mechanism goes behind which will decide alert is generated in the system is low, medium, and high, because you don't want to flood with all the low severity alert versus the critical ones. So that kind of a thought process you got to have when you're writing those playbooks. One of the another criteria here is when you want to achieve the automation. As I said, some of the attacks, some of those, if somebody are taking on a board or something along those lines, you want to automatically take care of that. But when I give you an example for privilege and admin account, then you want to have some humor, because human intervention, because alert is created but alert is not automated, because in those situations you don't want to automate the alert, and then somebody has to escalate it Then based on severity it will be escalated, then a human will be involved, then they will contact that particular team, and then they will make sure alert is a legitimate alert or not. So those kind of design criteria has to happen when you're writing those playbooks. And when it comes to those alert and what action has been taken, you have to roll back. Of course, your audit logs are very important, which I don't have to mention because all cloud provider has 3 months or 90 days of audit logs retention available, unless whatever your setup is. You might be ingesting the log in a hybrid environment or your enterprise tool, which could be your Cribble, which could be Splunk, or any logging platform you might be using based on your environment, for example. Those are important. So keep in mind what do you have in those situations. And when you are doing the playbook, you're sending those to SIEM, that what SIEM do you have. In Azure, of course, you have Sentinel, but not necessarily your organization uses Sentinel. You might have third-party tools available. Enterprise uses Palo Alto infrastructure, so you might be sending those feed. So all that things are very important. What's your tool you're using? You might be using SIEM, Sentinel. You might be using Logarithm. You tell me in the comment what products do you use. IBM QRadar. There are many products. I don't remember on top of my head, right? So based on that, so criteria, what I'm trying to explain remains same, and then you architect your playbook accordingly. So, and on top of that, you may want to use ChatGPT. I've been using it, and it will literally give you step-by-step instruction on how to write those playbook. So again, with that criteria, what I just explained, if it's helpful, let me know. And then I'll put some more future topics, because how AI and security is changing, and that may be beneficial for you in my future videos. I hope this is helpful, and I will see you in my next video. Let me know in the comment, and also if you can mention your country, maybe from India, Dubai, UAE, Pakistan, US, I don't know. But this will give an idea, because in the future videos I'm going to put some market updates, because the way the market has been changing with the job market and everything, and what other new skill set will be required. So that's you help me and I'll help you with that. That being said, stay tuned for more videos, and I'm trying to run some contests. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much.